booty go, make the 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 booty go pop, pop, make the booty go pop, pop.
I need some bad girls. I'm gonna let y'all hear my new song. I need some bad girls. Come on, baby. Come on, right here. You and you. Come on with that, your fine ass.
Sit on the dick and ride on it. Sit on the dick and ride on it. Sit on the dick. To the back and walk, 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 to the back and walk. What you want, I got it. What you want, I got it. What you want? 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 What you want, I got it. Let me feel it. Let me feel it.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Luke Show. I am happy y'all able to join me right now. You know, what I do is I come on here and I keep it 100 and keep it a buck. But that's what I do. I'm gonna always do that. At the same time, how y'all like the set? Everybody keep asking me, Luke, why you don't go into a studio? We can make you a studio thing, a backdrop, and all this. No, I don't want to go in a studio. I got my Liberty City Warriors right here. I got a customized picture. I got Lenny Harris right here. I got nostalgia. I got my book, the Book of Luke right here. I got multi-tracks that most of you motherfuckers don't even know about. That's how records used to be made. That's when real records was made off of these right here. 48, 64 track mix. That's why the sound was soft and hard hitting. Now all this shit is done on Pro Tools on that fucking computer right there. I got my sign for my street naming. I got my former team, Dallas Cowboys, right there. Come on, man. Let's keep it a buck. I just, I got Warren Sapp, NFL Hall of Fame, football, Mark Caesar, my good friend who had the game of the year for University of Miami against Florida State. I don't want no studio. I don't know glossy shit. I like it here. I got my room back there that, I did the run with some people and they couldn't keep up with the fulfillment. So, they thought they were dealing with some drop shot dude and they couldn't keep up with the goddamn fulfillment of the rum. And so we had to discontinue it. If you're going to get me to sponsor your product, you're going to have to keep up the fulfillment. Ain't that right, Glow? You're here. We put this stuff on sale and people think that, this Luke shit is going to sell, little amount at a time. No, it don't do it like that. It sells a lot at a time. That's why our website down to the bottom, as you can see on the stroll right there, www.lukerecord.com. We couldn't fulfill the orders. So we had to get a bigger company. Now they getting the orders out like this. And they got more merchandise on the website like this. So you go there if you want the Luke gear, you want the hats, you want the shirts, you want the hoodies, you want the lady shorts and all that. Hey, man, go to www.lukerecord.com, not records with an S, record.com, and get your shit. Go to shop. Get all your shit. Get all your gear. And it's going to come right now. And if it don't come right now, you hit me up on a DM and I'll make sure they'll get your shit. But that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome y'all to another edition of the Luke Show. I kind of do these shows at night so I can rebroadcast them throughout the day so you guys can be able to be fully entertained by some of the things I say. I say things that most people have to go and think, those things where I think it was Arsenio Hall would make you think, oh, man, this shit makes me think. He's saying it from a different perspective. And that's what I do. That's what makes what I do so unique. I don't say the same thing that everybody continuously repeat. I may talk about a topic, but I'm going to have a totally different point of view from the masses, because the masses that you see on TV, they're controlled by the man. Their messaging is controlled. My messaging is not controlled. My messaging comes from being on this earth over 60 years and understanding history and how history actually works. That's where my messaging comes from. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, when I come on here and say things, to you guys, it's from years and years of experience and how this shit works. I'm a people person. I watch people. And that's what I do. So I sit there and I get a good idea. I'm like the United States government. I kind of got an idea as to what you thinking. Why are you thinking it? And the massive amount of people that are thinking about it. You know, so that's what we do, man. That's what we do. And I try and give y'all something to think about. And that's what I do it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to comment or anything like that, if you're on Twitter, you can always go to my Facebook page or my YouTube page. I prefer you go there, like, share, and subscribe, and then you can go on there and I can see the comments, and maybe I'll bring you up similar to this young man right here. He has something to ask me about the Miami Dolphins, and we do things like that. I can control it all from here. So if you want to comment and you want your comment read and me to answer your question, go to my YouTube page, Uncle Luke, the Uncle Luke TV, and check that out. But again, I want to welcome you all. Thank you all for coming tonight. We're going to have a nice, beautiful show. We're going to talk about so many different things, man. I just got so much shit to talk about. I mean, it's a long list of it all, but I'm going to start right here. Sha'Carri Richardson. And I ain't want to show the video. But if you saw the video, I want you to go look at the video of her harassing and abusing, pushing her husband around at the airport. Airport cameras caught it, and they arrested her. And she just did a statement. I didn't even look at the statement. Didn't want to hear it. Didn't want to listen to it. None of that. I'm so over all these goddamn apologies. Where the apologies, we're supposed to be like, oh, okay, she apologized. It's okay. But my point to that situation right there is this. In the Me Too movement era of men being accused and losing their lives and livelihood because they've been accused by a woman of either sexually harassing them or abusing them or beating them 30 years ago, and they're coming up right now to then say these things happened to them, but they never brought that to the forefront, and most men are losing their lives and losing their livelihoods. Which, if you did that, let me just say this, if you did that, then you're supposed to go to jail, or you're supposed to get the things done to you that's supposed to be done to you. If you did that. And I agree with the system. If you abuse a woman, you're supposed to get your ass put in jail. And I said, the shit that they prosecuted Puff Daddy on right now, he should not be in jail. But what he should be in jail for is beating that girl up in that goddamn in that hotel. Everything that we saw on film, he should be going to jail for. But that was up to California prosecutors, LA, wherever that happened at. They decided not to press charges. That's on them. That wasn't a part of his case. Not to get into that, but then going back to Sha'Carri Richardson, pushing her boyfriend, pushing him in the airport. He's trying to avoid her. She's pushing him. He's trying to get out the way. Like, been there, did that. Been there, did that. We as real black men don't want no parts of putting our hand. We know as a man, you do not put your hand on a woman no matter what the fuck she do. She could slap the shit out you. She could pistol whoop you. Just put your hand up like this here and move on out the way. She could take the gun and shoot you. Put your hand up, move on out the way. You just shot me. But my question to this, she got arrested. Where's the outrage? Where's the fucking outrage from the male community? Where's the outrage from the women community, the abused women community who get abused by men, and they're seeing a woman abuse a man in public? Where's the fucking outrage there? Where's the Me Too? Because there's a lot of men that try and walk away from situations like that if it wasn't on camera and the woman called the cops or the man called the cops, and what ends up happening? The man ends up going to jail because there's no footage. There's no footage. He gets accused of putting his hand on a woman when he was just trying to leave the house. This fucking woman is going crazy. She talking all this shit. I'm just trying to leave the motherfucking house. I'm trying to leave. She beating me, spitting on me, getting in the way. You ain't going no motherfucking where. And you like, baby, let me leave. Let me leave. I want to leave. I want to go. Let me go. Let this thing cool off. But then when they call the cops come, hey, you go over here. I'll go over here. What happens? The man goes to jail. The man goes to jail. You know what? I had the same thing happen to me. I had the same thing happen to me at my fucking house. Same motherfucking thing. Hey, look, man, I ain't finna touch nobody. I'm finna leave. Hey, look here, sweetheart. I want you to leave. Matter of fact, I called the fucking girl mother. Hey, can you come get your daughter? Because I'm trying to leave, man. I don't want no parts of this shit right here. She on some different shit. And then mama come. Look, let me call the police. Police, can you come get this woman out of my motherfucking house? Because she ain't trying to let me leave and all this shit. There, police come in. Now I can go out the door. Police, hey, look at Mr. Campbell. You stand over here and you go over here. You know what happened? The whole shit changed. Oh, Mr. Campbell, do you have any guns in your house? Yeah, I got guns in my house. What you mean? It's Miami. Everybody got a motherfucking gun. I got guns all over this motherfucker to protect myself and my family. Well, we got to take you to jail because this lady just said you were going to kill her and put her in the lake. I'm like, huh? Do you know I call you on? I'm the one calling the police. Say, get this lady at my house. I called the police to get the lady out of my house. But you want to put me in jail because I don't know what the fuck, you just had a conversation. Y'all want to put the big star in jail. There's no footage. This is a mother out here. I told her mother, come get her before I call you motherfuckers. Miss, if I go to jail, I will never speak to you again in my life. That was me. And when I go to jail, I've been there before. I'll get out and I will have my day in court. Long story short, go to court. Judge say, hey, look here, ladies and gentlemen, this shit all on the news and everywhere and everything. Say, whoever I find guilty is going to jail. Well, goddamn it, Judge, let's go. If I find, miss, that you made a false report on this man, you are going to jail. Mr. Campbell, if I find that you did something wrong, you are going to jail. I'm okay with that, Judge. Let's go. But what I'm going to do for you guys, this is what the judge said. What I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to go in the back and I'm going to see if y'all can work this shit out. Because if we have a fucking hearing, somebody ass going to jail. I don't need no sorry, nothing. This ain't no sorry. This shit just happens. This life. Came back, them people started No, we want to drop everything. That's how that shit ended. Judge comes back. Oh, judge, we want to drop everything. Okay. Yeah, because when you get that 911 tape, and that 911 tape say, hey, look, y'all need to get this woman out my motherfucker house. It ain't no goddamn body on the tape talking about, no woman talking about, oh, I'm in fear of my life. And I got this man with a gun and he's threatening my life. No, you fucking asshole police came there and believed the bullshit. So in the case of Miss Richards, those are the things that y'all don't hear. There's a lot of men trying to get away and not put their hands on a woman because they know that is wrong. There's a lot of men that has been taught not to ever put your hands on a woman. But then most men are the ones who are losing their lives and getting accused of, if they get accused of the shit they did and they did something wrong, then you supposed to get, everybody's supposed to go to jail. And what about filing false reports? False fucking reports. Put their ass in fucking jail. No. But yet still everybody want the 50-50 deal. That's a whole nother fucking show. But these are the things that happen to men every day. Where's the men Me Too? Me too, yeah, me too. I was trying to avoid the woman, and there wasn't no cameras around, and the police took me to jail. And my life is all fucked up. I lost my job. Oh, you can get on the thing and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt my husband. Because the husband ain't no bitch. He's not about to press charges on his wife. He ain't gonna do that. But how many wives know that a man didn't put his fucking hands on you in that situation because he just wanted to leave and you wanted to get the ups and you lied to the police and the man went to jail and lost his fucking livelihood? I'm not interested in my fucking apology. Fuck that. You did it. Go see the fucking judge. It's on the camera. Me Too men movement. Moving on right along. Talking about the Me Too. Puff Daddy. That judge. That judge got in for Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy is not getting out of jail. He might give Puff Daddy a fucking life sentence for a fucking a case that was put on the books in the 1800s. He got a hard up for him. He's trying to put him under the jail for something that he is not being charged of. See, a lot of times you guys go to court and you get charged for, like OJ. OJ went to court, had his day in court, and Nicole Brown and all them, the whole world said OJ did it. But the black jury members say OJ didn't do it, the people who were in the room. So in that case, it was all of a sudden, hey, people heard the case and they had his day in court and then he went home. But then he got caught stealing his own memorabilia because some guy was selling his shit that was stolen from him, and they threw OJ in jail for 100 years. That wasn't about OJ taking his memorabilia back. It was about the fact that they think he killed the people. And that's, look, I don't know what happened. Ain't getting into it. All I know is he had his day in court. So whatever the fuck you believe, that's on you. But that was all about putting him under the jail. We got your ass moment. And that's the same thing with Puff Daddy going on right now. We got your ass on a man act. And that's what I keep telling you people. You all don't realize how important those case law is to a trial. And I keep telling people, they don't know the significance of my case. I don't like toot my own horn, But my album got deemed obscene, nasty as they want to be by federal judge Gonzalez in Broward County. I could have left that on the books. I didn't have to go and appeal. I wasn't going to jail. It wasn't about me going to jail. There was in jail in my record. But at the same time, if I left that on the books, like this Mann Act that they're using against Puff Daddy, then they could have used nasty as they want to be after every recording artist that records with explicit lyrics. Oh, there we got case law, Luther Campbell versus the federal government, nasty as want to be. And here's what this case law says, that if this record was deemed obscene based on all of the lyrics in this record, so any other fucking artist come behind me and do any lyrics remotely like what was on Nasty as they want to be. Hey, want some pussy? Yo, I fucked the girl here. Hey, look here. All right, big hairy woman, all that bullshit. Your record is going to get banned and taken off the shelf. And you're going to go to jail for singing these fucking songs like we did. So people don't understand the significance of case law and what we did for music. These motherfuckers need to be sending me a check every day. Any bitch shaking her ass on the video, any dude got a bitch shaking her ass on the video, any motherfuckers talking about don't stop, get it, any motherfucker talking about, hey, we want some pussy, anybody talking about any of this shit, you should be sending me a check. Because if it wasn't for me going to get the case overturned on an appeal, you motherfuckers wouldn't be making the money that y'all making right now. But nobody wants to pay homage. I rest my case on that. So case law got a case in 800s or whatever the fuck it is, the Mann Act or some bullshit case, got Puff Daddy in jail. Transporting some fucking woman across the line, that's against the law. They got all kind of fucked up laws right now in the books. A friend of mine told me in Georgia, if you sleep overnight with a woman, that's considered as common law marriage. Do you realize that? Do y'all fucking realize that? They got dumb laws. In Miami, in Florida, they got a law called sodomy. If you get head from a girl who's not married to you, you go to jail. You can only get head from a girl that's married to you. If you spit on the street, they got laws where you can go to jail. See, people don't pay attention to this shit, and people who do know this shit, they use it at a convenient time. And so that's why Mr. Puff Daddy is in fucking jail right now. And I don't see this judge letting him out too soon. I thought he was going to be able to get out, but I don't see that shit happening too soon. But speaking of jail, Shedeur Sanders, isn't he in jail? This man in jail in Cleveland. He is fucking in jail at the Cleveland Browns. This motherfucking coach, on numerous occasions, will not even say Shedeur's name. He goes and do a big old fucking event, some shit at the practice facility, and he's at the practice facility, not the practice, after the game speech, and hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened at the game, and I would like to thank the special team. I would like to thank all these beautiful people who contributed to this win. It was a team fucking win. It was a team win. And I want to remind y'all, that's what the fuck it was. And it was only a team win. So what ends up happening? He never made mention of Shedeur. Oh, we made a turnover. We didn't have no turnover. We got turnover. We won that game. You never mentioned fucking Shedeur. I can't you never. So then he had another opportunity to do that. He had another fucking opportunity to mention this young man's name. The man in the press conference say, hey, look here, coach, you got Dylan Gabriel and all these motherfuckers. Who's getting rep? Well, Dylan, well, it's Kenny and It's all these other people here, and they're getting the reps, and never mention Shedeur name. It's like this dude got a major hard on for him. I ain't never seen no shit like this ever. It's like, and I did a post. If you go to my Instagram page, Uncle Luke Real One, you'll see the post. And my post kind of went like, my post went like, listen, people, here's the situation. You got Shedeur sitting here, and Shedeur is getting treated like shit. And nobody is saying anything. Nobody's saying nothing about his draft. So I said this. I said, let's think about it like this. Because again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I give y'all something to think about. In Shedeur's case. So if it wasn't a conspiracy, like some would say, if it wasn't collusion, like others are saying, so let's take away, let's say it wasn't none of those. So after the game the other night, what the fuck was it? What the fuck was it? It's a bunch of dumb motherfuckers in the NFL, from the GMs to the director of player personnel to the head of the scouting department to the president to the motherfucking owners of the teams. Make that make sense. So those motherfuckers are dumb. They are the stupid ones. Because y'all saying it wasn't no collusion. Y'all saying it wasn't no conspiracy. Y'all saying he wasn't it. That he was a 5th round draft pick, number 144. So all you motherfuckers is dummies. So I went and did a little more extensive research. I said, how many teams do get it? And I broke it down. It's only like 4 or 5 teams. Philly, Kansas City, New England. Well, that was back when Brady was there. The Rams, and the Ravens. Those are the 5 teams that's always about the money, but everybody else does it wrong. Everybody else fucks up the teams. Those other motherfuckers ain't even won a playoff game. I don't know when the last time the Cowboys won a playoff game. The Dolphins ain't won a playoff game in 20 fucking years. 20 motherfucking years. So everybody stupid. But they bust that money down because it's all about shared revenue sharing. That's what it's about. So here's my take on this. After I did the post, I got like 500,000 motherfuckers looking at it. And make sure y'all go over there and follow me on Instagram, because they getting ready to get rid of TikTok and that shit gonna be over. So I started thinking a little more. I got deeper into it. And I say, Luke, that was a very interesting comment that you made on your Instagram page, and people chiming in. They got all kinds of conversation about what the fuck really will happen. So I said to myself, how the fuck did he get the 5th round 144? Mel Kiper, just take Mel Kiper for a minute. Mel Kiper don't go on TV, talk like he don't pull his shit out of his ass. Mel Kiper goes and he knows general managers, presidents, director of scouts. And he calls them up. Where do you have this guy on the board? Oh, I got him 1 or 2. Where do you got this guy? He calls all the teams and get a gauge as to where a guy is on the board. Then Mel Kiper goes on TV and you got the Mel Kiper list. He does his list all fucking ready for all the draft. Mel Kiper does his list. There's the Mel Kiper list. There's the Mel Kiper list. Then he gets to game day. The list may change, but then he goes and say, hey, look, here's the fucking list. Here's my list. That's not him pulling this shit out of his ass. That's him talking to general managers, president, director, player personnel, head coaches. Who do you have being drafted in the 7 rounds of your draft? Every team only gets 7 picks. 7, not 13, not 14, not 27. So give me your 7 picks. He didn't take the 7 picks, put them all together and say, oh shit, all these motherfuckers here got these guys. Okay, Shedeur should be going first round, early second round. He gets on TV and say, Shedeur is going to get drafted here. And this is where the fuck he's going to get drafted because he did his due diligence as a reporter. So where the fuck did this shit go wrong? So if all them general managers and all them director of player personnel and all them coaches told Mel Kiper this is where this kid was and this is where he's at on their board, what the fuck went wrong? Here's how it works in a draft. I'm getting ready to draft somebody in the first round. I have to call my owner. Hey, owner Patrick, we're going to take Shedeur right here. We need a quarterback. We have him on our board as a top quarterback, him and Cam Ward. So Cam Ward is going off the board. So Shedeur is our guy. And the owner says, no, pick somebody else. You don't question the fucking owner. This is what the fuck happened. Then they go to the next motherfucking team. Hey, look, hey, Mr. Owner, we got Shedeur on the motherfucking board. These motherfuckers passed on him. I guess they're going a different direction. No. Owner said no. For 144 times, 43 times, each owner said no. Don't draft him. So if it wasn't collusion, and if it wasn't, they were lying to Mel Kiper, you gonna tell me they were lying to Mel Kiper, but he got all the other picks right, but that pick wrong? If it wasn't, bro, this shit deeper than fish grease. That is how the draft works. Every one of those owners, when them coaches and general managers, when you look at the draft, you see the owner sitting in there, you see his wife, you see little kids walking around, and them motherfuckers had to say, hey, look, everybody is in agreement. We get ready to get Shedeur. No, move on. Get somebody else. Who's next on your board? You don't question the fucking owner. So if it wasn't conspiracy or collusion, what was it? When everybody told Mel Kiper he was 1 or 2 on their board. And so now this young man gets to go out there because God made it happen. God injured those other guys in the front of him. This is all biblical, what's going on right here. It's all biblical, whether you believe it or not. I trust in the man upstairs. He is the one is in total control of everything. And so all of a sudden, he's 4th on the depth chart and 4th again this week after his performance. 4th again, which is asinine, which is not surprising because the head coach couldn't even fucking part his lips and mention his name and say, good game, guy. So God made it possible for him to go out there and be the starting quarterback. Those young men got hurt. I'm sorry for them to get hurt. One motherfucker, Kenny Pickett, he barely walking. They trying to drug him up to get his ass out there, so they want to put this motherfucker back out there. The other guy, Gabriel, he fucked up. Flacco is like, y'all ain't got me here for this shit. I'm a hired gun. I am not the quarterback for the future of this bitch. Y'all can cut me at some point anyway. So I had to roll this guy out there who, from my friends, lit up the joint practice with Carolina. He was lighting that motherfucker up then. My homeboys called me up and said, this motherfucker out there lighting this shit up, Lou. Your nephew lighting this motherfucker up. So what he did in the game, I already know because he already looked at these dudes and said, oh, this shit is too easy. I'm finna have a ball with these motherfuckers. But it's amazing, man. My last point on this, it reminds me every bit of Colin Kaepernick. why Colin Kaepernick did not take the trial. Because Colin Kaepernick knew they were going to set him up for failure. Shedeur Sanders, no, he's set up for failure. You put this kid out there with the third string fucking offense. Guys who will not be there will get cut. You put him out there against the cut team against Carolina's first team defense. And them guys played their ass off for him. He was set up for failure. They expected him to be medevaced off that field with a motherfucking blitz. But when that blitz came, that young man, that running back said, fuck this, I'm putting my body on the line for this guy because I know what the fuck they're doing to him. Every one of those players put their body on the line except that big tall ass receiver. I ain't gonna call his name or his number. That motherfucker was on that bullshit because he dropped 2 passes. The rest of them was laying out. It was their Super Bowl. They were playing for this young man. Meanwhile, the owner's up in there cringing. Motherfucker. The head coach, he calling plays. This shit deeper than rap. It's sad to see, which is what's going on in America today. It's all systemic. They don't want no black man coming in there with that type of cachet and that type of style and grace to be able to, to be able to come in there and do what he's doing. They don't want their little white kids to be looking up to no fucking Shedeur. Because he does not fit the mold of a Cam Ward, or he does not fit the mold of a Dak Prescott or one of those guys. They need house niggas to be the quarterback. Unfortunately, this kid is a field nigga. I'm just keeping it above. They can't take that. They can't take a real strong black man. And they don't want to see that because that fucks up the very fabric of what this country don't want to see. A strong black man holding his own, they're not going to allow you to use their platform to inspire other young black men to be themselves. And I'm going to move on from that before they come and get me, because these times here, you say shit and they put you in alligator Alcatraz. Speaking of alligator Alcatraz, when you look at Shedeur or any other, let me just give y'all the words of wisdom. I don't care whether it's Shedeur or anybody else it is. Don't let nobody tell you what you see. Your eyes don't fool you. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a fucking duck. I don't need no Herb Street telling me who's good and who's bad. I don't need no Greedy. I don't need no fucking Ryan Clark. I don't need no Shannon Sharp. I don't need no goddamn Stephen A. Smith. I don't need these motherfuckers to tell me who's good and who's bad. And that's what you all need to understand. You don't need nobody to tell you who the fuck is good and who's bad. And that's what they do on TV. You sit up there, oh, well, Kurt Herbstreit said he sucks. And then he goes out there and show you something different. And you know damn well your eyes don't see somebody who sucks. Man, fuck them people on TV. Fuck them all. You don't need them to tell you who's good and who's bad. I've not said one time here that Shedeur was the next best thing since sliced bread. What I'm going to tell you is this. His mentor, the GOAT, Tom Brady, passed up on him too. Tell me how the fuck did that happen? You trained him, Tom. You mentored him. He looks up to you. And you, new executive at the Raiders, and you passed up on him. Now, Tom, Michael Jordan, wasn't successful. He's a GOAT. He's the fucking GOAT. Best basketball player ever to play. I ain't arguing about that. He owned the Charlotte Hornets. He wasn't successful at all. He couldn't get that shit done as an executive. Derek Jeter came down here and ran the Marlins. He's a GOAT. on the baseball field. He wasn't successful. They fired his ass. So, Tom, you just fucked up. So everybody like, how dare you talk about the GOAT? Well, you the GOAT on Tom Brady, the GOAT on the motherfucking field, but Tom Brady just passed up a motherfucker that he needed to be his franchise quarterback that would have been in great position because he would have been mentored by Gino the Bambino. Same makeup, same build, same demeanor, and all that. Come on, man. Let's keep it a buck. Tom Brady, you fucked up too. But again, we're talking about company men. And the company men ain't going to fucking rock the boat. Tom Brady, you're a fucking company man. And what they're going to do is they're going to fuck your legacy up because your legacy right now is you passed up on a quarterback that you mentored and damn near trained. So company man, keep on going. They're going to out your ass like they did fucking Derek Jeter. I said it. Speaking of quarterbacks, let's go to the Teddy Bridgewater situation. Very troubling for me on all fronts. 90% of everything Teddy said, I'm totally in agreement with. Always leave room 10%. And what people don't understand, what happened in this Teddy Bridgewater situation, is this. And I've spoken on it, period. People want to do interviews, all that. Hey, tell me what you think about the Teddy Bridgewater situation. Let me just say this. As a celebrity high school coach at Miami-Dade, me and Teddy share the same sentiments. We don't work for no school. We go out there. We don't have to do this shit. We give our time and we give back to a community in which we love, and we love helping kids. And with that comes a level of how we want our kids to be presented, how we want them to look. We want to give them the things that we give our kids. We want them to be able to have the things that we know they deserve. We don't want them playing football in a third world country. We don't want them eating bologna sandwiches before the game. We don't want them to be sitting outside the goddamn school at 11 o'clock at night after a game and we get in our car and ride by and leave their motherfucking ass right there. We make a sacrifice. And that is why so many of y'all wonder why so many celebrities don't come back and give back to their community, because they get persecuted. They get ridiculed. They get drugged. Straight down the highway. Oh, he ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. This man out there giving his hard-earned time and his money. Till you want to question and say he's cheating. He's cheating by paying for Uber rides for kids who are at home. That's illegal. He can't do an Uber ride. You're going to have to self-report and self-suspend according to the FSHA. He can't be doing this. He can't be buying the pregame meal. Well, the pregame meal, last time I checked, is for all the kids. And if any kid need a ride home, you think he's going, oh, I'm just going to give you a ride and not you a ride? We live in Florida. It's not like in Georgia. In Georgia, you got to go to your home school. You got to go to school in your district. California, Arizona, all that shit. In Florida, they changed the law. Whereas school choice, you can live in Miami and you can go to school 3 hours away. You can live 3 hours away. You can go to school in Miami. You can play football over here. You can go to a charter school that don't have football. You can play football 3 hours away. So when you play football 3 hours away, but the rules wasn't adjusted to when they did this open enrollment school choice shit. The rules are still the same as if you're living in the same district or around the corner from your school. So I understand the level of frustration Teddy Bridgewater has with the school and the system and everything. He has all these kids out here. Let me just paint the picture for you. He has all these kids in the blighted community, and they come in and they can't even pay their insurance. He got to come out of his pocket and pay insurance. You know your parents ain't got it. Mama got 3 kids sitting up in the house. She barely making it. That's a violation. Kid need a ride home. Mom is working 2 jobs. Can you tell your coach to get you home? Okay, man. Hey, man, coach, I need an Uber. I need, mom can't come pick me up because they got to work in overtime. You're supposed to leave the kid home. You're supposed to leave him in that violation. You got the stadium full of people, and Andre Williams is my good friend. And that's the 10%. Knowing the economics of how it works, there's no money being transformed. Andre Williams is not a thief. I know him like a brother. There's no money being passed at the stadium. Everything is done electronically. And so that's why I'm different with anybody saying that Mr. Andre Williams is a thief. No, he's not coming. He has bills. When the football team makes money for the entire athletic department, and you could always order a audit. You could always do a public record request as to where the money went and how did the money go. You can always do that. And I say this to everybody, every coach out there. If you want to know where the money going at to your school and it's a public school, you can do a public record request. If you want to know how many emails that your athletic director received, you can say, give me all the emails my athletic director. You could do a public record request by calling to your district and say, I want every email that was given to him by this specific person. So that's why I'm different. But I understand the frustration because right now in this time of year, it's very frustrating. Because you got all these people who talking all this bullshit about what the team should look like and what they're doing. Meanwhile, you got kids can't even pay their fucking insurance. Meanwhile, you got kids can't even get home. Meanwhile, ain't nobody there to help you pay for the goddamn pregame meal. Meanwhile, you ain't got nobody to help because the kid back is tore up and bent up and all this, and he needs to get the chiropractor to straighten him out. But that's illegal. You want to have your kids living and eating a certain thing? Really? So all these things are wrong. All these. So as a coach and as a guy who's played on a higher level, my black ass who hey, look. I had to tell a kid the other day. He said, Coach, I can't pay my insurance. I said, son, I can't pay it for you. One of these coaches around here might tell the people that I paid for your insurance. Don't ask me for no Uber ride. My athletic director sitting in there with me right now. Kids say, Coach, I need to, can I borrow $1 for a drink? Nope. Athletic director sitting there, that's a violation. If I buy you a drink, I got to buy everybody a drink. You can't buy a kid a fucking drink, a Gatorade after a tough practice. Just think about how asinine it is. He can't go to the vending machine and fucking vending machine open. But meanwhile, everybody got these big ass picnics making $200,000-$300,000 and not donating no money back to the school or the football team. Hello. Don't talk about that. Ain't nobody talking about that. Ain't nobody doing a public record request of these 501c and where they're spending their money and what donations they're making. Hello. So a guy like a Teddy Bridgewater and myself, we get all lathered up. But then, at the end of the day, we say, fuck it. We here to do this shit for the kids. But I already know. Teddy, you're a young guy. You got frustrated, man. God damn, this shit here, man. God damn, man. God damn. I shouldn't be doing all this myself when I got 20,000 people in the stands and I got this bull nation and all this nation of people who could go to a picnic and pay $50 for fucking parking, but I can't get a motherfucker to pay $300 for pregame meal. I can see his level of frustration. And then you got some motherfucker talking about I'm suspended for doing a goddamn Uber ride. And I'm coming out of my pocket of my life savings. I got kids. Every dime that we take out of our pocket, we're taking that out of generational wealth for our kids. So you become the thinking, you go to sitting out this hot ass motherfucker 100 degrees sun saying, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I here? Who cares? And you look at these little kids, and you say, they're going to try and tarnish my name. They're going to try to tarnish my name for helping you out. Make that make sense? It don't make fucking sense. So when they say, Luke, don't give back to the community, or this one don't come back, man, nigga. You come back and give $5, then they expect you to give $500. You give $500, they expect you to give $5,000. And when you give $5,000, what ends up happening? They then persecute you for the giving the $5,000. And then when you say, well, I'm giving $5,000, what the fuck you rest of you niggas giving? Then you know what ends up happening? Oh, you ain't shit. And then when you say, I gave $5,000, why you niggas don't give $5,000? Then, oh, why you got to talk about what you give? That's the thing going on now. Why does he have to say what he's done? I've heard that a couple of times. Why do he have to talk about what he did? We don't talk about what we do, Luke. No, you need to understand the level of frustration that he's living in now. He's seeing everybody making all this fucking money off the brand of his school, and nobody's giving back nothing. And he's coming out of his pocket when that money that he's taking out of his pocket should be in his bank account going to his fucking kids. And I struggle with that. Trust me. Every day. And then parents hop up and they transfer their kids. They don't give a rat's ass about you. The loyal ones who be on the roster at the year, when the year starts, those are the loyal ones, and they those are the ones. You got to damn that now go into a whole goddamn summer saying, hey, look, shit, I'm spending summer vacation with my son. I ain't going to goddamn college tour. Because half of you kids, as soon as you get an offer, you're going to run the Central and Northwestern. Y'all don't give a shit about me, and you can't transfer unless your mother do it. This shit deeper than rap. So you get there and you stand out in 100 degrees weather and get your ass burned up, and you be thinking, what the fuck am I doing? But there's always a few kids that hold you in there. Because it's not about the money. We make 13 cents a day. And it's those few kids that keep you in there. And they go off to college. And you've done God's work. Because every time I have to remind myself, you're doing God's work. You're saving lives. It's not about the unloyal ones with they unloyal ass parents and them who you tell them you can get the shirt off your back for them when they're struggling. It's not about them. It's about the loyal ones. And you're there to save their life. And I know Teddy wants to be there because this man last year probably walked away from $5 million, $8 million. to go. Me and my other friend, Coach Perkins, was like, "What the fuck is he doing? Do this shit when you get 45, not 32, 42." But again, ladies and gentlemen, that's my take on that. Y'all, why y'all dragging Tyler? Why y'all dragging the little girl? You're dragging her because of her fans. The little girl got a horrible team of people around her. She need to fire everybody. Tyler, you need to fire everybody. They brought you over to the United States, sent you to they sent you over there to the Breakfast Club. You wasn't ready for that. You weren't ready for that. You had no business going up in there. You were not prepared for that. You need to be a grown ass. The Breakfast Club is equivalent to the Wendy Williams show back in the days. They will eat your ass alive. They already got their nasty narrative in their mind, and they're going to ask you them questions. If you fall for the trap, then you're going to get trapped. Those guys in there were trained by Wendy Williams. That is Wendy Williams show 2025. So you went in there unprepared. As soon as they ask you about the African American, black, and all this, and colored African Americans, you had to then turn to somebody on your team, and you couldn't answer the question. And that was their fault because you were unprepared. And you need to fire every one of them motherfuckers. And you need to find you somebody to resurrect your career. Because going out there right now, putting out an EP and only getting 4,000 streams or sales, it's unacceptable. You'll get dropped by a label. Tyler has to make some drastic choices right now. And you need to goddamn take your motherfucking ass to history class to understand, you and your fans, to need to understand the Black American experience, Tyler. Because you're in trouble, young lady. And I hate to see artists get in trouble. Tyler is an industry plant, period. Damn. And you get them kind of labels there. Fucking industry plant. Listen. All my fellow artists, I know how difficult it is to make hit songs and make hit records, but her not understanding Black American, I blame your parents for that. I blame your team, but I blame your parents, because it's your parents' job. When you see your child doing good in the United States and you flying your ass over here a lot, somebody's supposed to sit her down and say, let me explain to you about the Black American experience. Let me give you a history lesson on African Americans. You need to know the difference between Black Americans, African Americans. You need to know the difference between foundational Black Americans and Black Americans. You need to know that. So when those type of questions come to you, you don't say colored. I'm colored. Nelson Mandela is loved over here. Winnie Mandela is loved over here. It don't get no higher than that. They know what the fuck to say, when to say it, and how to say it, and respect the culture of African Americans. I don't think I ever heard Nelson Mandela say colored. Sweetheart, you and your team should have just fucking consulted with Nelson Mandela family. You should have looked at where your record sales came from and who is buying your shit. Little white kids? No, you didn't think little white kids was buying your shit. You were trying to appease the Black community. That's why you rolled your ass up there to the Breakfast Club. You didn't roll up to goddamn Howard Stern. You roll your little hot ass up to the Breakfast Club and got 8 alive, and now your career is in the fucking garbage. Make some serious changes, young lady. Get rid of these motherfuckers in your camp. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I'm running on an hour here. Donald Trump. Martial law in D.C. You think y'all niggas was exempt? You really think we were exempt? You think they were just going to put Cubans, Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, Mexicans, Haitians in jail and they weren't going to come get us? Oh, y'all thought y'all was exempt. These people are very vindictive. When you don't vote for them, the man know 92% black people did not care for him. And so he had to set it up. We're going to get these motherfuckers who voted for me. We're going to get these motherfuckers for that. So we justifying the homicide. So what happened? Now it's time to get the black people. How do we get the black people? Let's go around the room. How do we get the black people? All right, this is what we do. We're going to go to the black city and say the black cities are out of fucking control. And then we're going to bring the military into the black cities and martial law. You know what martial law is? Martial law is we're going to bring the military in here. So you're going to bypass local police, federal policing, and turn it into martial law, a military state. Why are you doing martial law? Why? Everybody got all the cute thing. Oh, he's a dictator. He want to think like he Cinnamon Chew, and he want to act like he Putin, and he want to put the military on people. No, martial law allows people to go into people's houses and take you out of cars and all that without a warrant. You do know that. They can go in your house. Martial law allows them to create checkpoints in your community. Martial law allows them to put curfews on your entire community. Checkpoints, curfews, and the military control. So the military could drag your ass out your car without a warrant because they are not up under federal and state rules. They can go kick down your motherfucking door, go up in your house at gunpoint, drag all your ass out in the lawn. They don't need, that's martial law. So you think for 1 minute he just fucking with in DC? No. He's going to go to Chicago. He's going to go to every black Democratic city and invoke martial law in those cities. In DC, the mayor said crime is down 12%. Some areas is down 14, 15%. They're at an all-time record low in murders. So when the fuck did you decide to do martial law in a city that crime is down? Did they do martial law in the crack epidemic? When the cocaine cowboys was running around here and John Doe and the Booby Boys and everybody that Rick Ross rapping about? When everybody was on crack in LA? When they were shooting everybody? I remember DC when DC was really fucking off the chain. Atlanta? Did they invoke martial law then? No. Fuck no. Martial law does not get invoked unless there's serious riots and all that kind of shit. And they've overran the police department. Police department can't control it because they tearing up shit. Now you bring in the military, the National Guard, and then invoke martial law. None of that shit is happening. So every black city, be prepared. Here's what's going to end up happening. What's going to happen to your property value? So you live in an area, because they're going to have to say, in these square blocks from here to here to here to here, we're going to invoke martial law in this city. They can't do no fucking state here, because they ain't going to do white people neighborhood. That ain't happening. Karen will not be going through a fucking checkpoint with some goddamn army motherfucker asking Karen, let me see your motherfucker ID, you going up in here and going out. Karen, you on a fucking, with your golf cart, your ass is on the curfew at 9 o'clock. Bitch, don't ride around with the golf cart. It's not happening in Karen neighborhood. So they got to rope it off. In this square blocks from here to here to here to here, this is martial law. You know who wanted to do that before? Remember Ross Perot? Ross Perot was running for president. And Ross Perot said, I'm going to put a fence around the black community. And I'm going to put the military outside the fence to then control the niggas. He didn't get elected. But because he said that before. He was trending to win. And then he came out the mouth with that shit. So this is how the Ross Perot playbook, but we all know what it is. It's to get y'all mind, get us talking on this and not talking on these Epstein files. But we know that's what it is. But this shit is crazy. So here we go. You got martial law in DC. And they say, we're coming to Chicago. We're going to come to Baltimore. We're going to come to Houston, any black city that's ran by Democrats. We're going to come up in there because you motherfuckers didn't vote for me anyway. But here's the big kicker. And I'm going to end on this. They might come get me. But if they come get me, y'all better goddamn it come get me out. Here's the kicker. This is going to fuck y'all up. So they invoke martial law in D.C. and all these other cities. Your property value go down because you can't sell. If you in an area that might be considered martial law, you might want to sell right now because the property value is going to be at its highest point right now. And when they invoke martial law, who the fuck wants to buy a house in an area that they've deemed to be a crime-ridden area where they got motherfucking military standing out there with the guns at a checkpoint? Your property value is down, boom, in the garbage. So when the property value go down into the garbage, you know what happens? Hello, my name is Julio Raimundo. You want to sell your house? I will give you cash because they know your property value is at the lowest. Yeah. They just drugged some people out the house next door. The military went in there, guns are blazing, and they drugged some kids out the house. Me and my good family here with my daughter and all that. I don't want them coming in my house, dragging my family out. We just brought grocery here. We're a good family because everybody in a blighted neighborhood family is not killers, murderers, dope dealers. I'm just bringing my daughter home from school, and me and my wife is here. We got the house our mother gave us. But shit, this shit too crazy right here. They got the military. We can't even go and come when we want to go and come. So honey, let's sell and get the fuck out of here. Hey, Mr. Holmes, I will buy your house for cash money. Right now it's valued at this. Well, before I could have got $1 million for my house. You got to remember, this president here is not like Trump. Trump was all president. This president is a real estate president. This president is a real estate president. You saw what he said he wanted to do with the Gaza Strip? that beachfront property. So if I put the military in the black community and I get the property value to go down and the good people leave, and we know the bad people are staying in Section 8. We know the bad people are in their own Section 8. Property value go down, send old Kushner in there, and he do what he do. Buy all the shit dirt cheap, gentrified. Now we clean the place up. Military is gone. See you later. Thank you for your duty. And they're gone. This is how you clean up. You want to know how you clean up a community with, man, yeah, you know how you clean up a community when it's crime ridden, how they cleaned up Miami. The two municipalities, the two branches of law enforcement wasn't working together. Local wasn't working with federal. Before you get to the military, you got to have local. Local say we can handle it. Then they say, federal, we don't want you intervening into our cases and shit. But until local and federal got together and said, hey, we got to get these gangs off the street. And they say, okay, fine. If they're deemed gangs, then they will be deemed federal. Federal can do more things from a federal standpoint. They don't have the same restrictions as a local police. They have different shit. You can get on the phone and say, hey, look here, you talking to somebody else, they can put your ass in jail for conspiracy. They have different set of laws that allow you to put people in jail who would normally get away with the bullshit that doing some fucked up shit. And so that is how they cleaned up all the communities in the United States of America. The two law enforcement started working together. They deemed a lot of those gang cases federal, and then the feds then came in and put people in jail. Homeboy just fucked that. That's how it works. That's how it always worked in America. That's how all these crack communities came good. So why are we putting the military in D.C. on the streets? We just bypassed local and federal and just went straight to the fucking military? Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude my show tonight. I want to thank you all for being here. As you know, you can always find me on Uncle Luke TV. I need you to like, share, and subscribe my YouTube page. I need to get my YouTube page up to at least a fucking 100,000 people. What the fuck are y'all waiting for? Go to my YouTube page and fucking join up. Facebook, I love y'all. Twitter, I'm back on there. Elon Musk took the clamps off me. TikTok, I wish I can simulcast on there, but I can't simulcast over there. I love you all. Shouts out to my girl Glow. What's up, Carter? And all my good friends who are up this time of night. And I shouldn't be saying that because that's not good for the rebroadcast. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here with me on this beautiful occasion. Hopefully I put some things on your mind to give you some things to think about. And hopefully I gave you some things to educate you about. And just go do your own research. Don't take my word for nothing. We just like to have fun here. We like to say things and give you a different perspective and different take where you can just use your own imagination. Don't remember, your eyes ain't wrong. Believe what you see. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. You don't need me or anybody else telling you that it's a duck. If you know it's a duck, it's a duck. And that's what I want to leave everybody with. You know, I love doing this podcast, man. I'm trying to find a space and a time. I think late nights is when I could do them and rebroadcast them because my days are so fucking hectic. And then Glow gets me on TikTok, and I don't know how I end up on there talking for hours and shit with these crazy people. Shouts out to Coach. And then she brings them up. They sound so beautiful. And then when they bring them up, it's like, oh, God. My God. Please remember, if you want to get your own Luke gear, go to www.lukerecord.com, hit the shop, and you can get your own gear. It's all available. We got a bunch of things on the shop. Go over there, please, right now. See it down on the stroll right there. Go and shop at the Luke Gear shop. I'll be in some cities. I know I'm doing one music fest. I'm doing another city. They got me slated to go to Memphis. I'm not performing in Memphis. I do not have a contract to be performing in Memphis. So if anybody telling you Uncle Luke is coming to Memphis, that is a bold false lie. My football team, Miami-Dade, we play on Thursday against Flanagan at Trash Power Stadium, 7 p.m. You can come see us there, support the team. Man, summer is over. Your kids are getting ready to go back to school. Thank God. My summer was rough. It was all about my son. It was literally all about the 15-year-old. Camps, college camps, training, all-day training, speed training, lifting, hitting, camps, travel games, all. My God. That's why I couldn't tour. This was like really the first summer I wasn't able to tour. And I wanted to tour. I started getting buyer's remorse. I'm looking at everybody touring, and they're out there with the shows and all that. Because you go on TikTok, you just see live shows, everybody performing. It's going down, and I'm sitting up there like, oh, I missed the stage. Oh my God, this is not good. I need a counselor. I need to talk to somebody for about 8 years. I don't understand. I really still don't understand how you people talk to people 8 years. Like, I got to shrink for 8 years. My God. Shouts out to all the single people like myself. Stay single, be single, love your peace of mind. And all the married people, stay married. That's what I want to tell you all. But until the next time, people, adios amigos, hasta luego, mañana. I love you all. And remember, Uncle Luke Real 1 on Twitter, Uncle Luke Real 1 on Instagram, Uncle Luke TV on YouTube, and I don't even know what the hell it is on TikTok, but it's Uncle Luke something. So make sure y'all holler at me, and Facebook is Uncle Luke on Facebook, my fan page. Y'all join up. Thank you for a beautiful time. I went over 17 minutes. Bye. See you later.
Pull out the stick, come shoot that. Booty poke out like a book bag. Booty poke out like a book bag. Pull over ass too fast. Come we should go bring that Uncle Luke back.